Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 6th October 2020. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. So these are the important articles for mains purpose and for police purpose. We have segregated them and let us see one by one. So first article on page number 6, editorial page. So the article is discussing the constitutionality of recently passed or enacted farm bills by the parliament. So yes, some important provisions like constitutional provisions. So we know that there is a division of power between the central and state government in our constitution, and various lists are there: state list, union list and concurrent list. Okay, in the 7th schedule of our Indian constitution. So there are some provisions in these lists wherein there is let's say division of power. Division of power मतलब क्या है कि central government or union list and the provisions given in the union list, there will be sole authority to make laws on those subjects by the parliament or union legislature, right? Similarly, in state list, what happens is all the provisions which are given in that list, there is sole power by the state legislature to make laws on those provisions. And the concurrent list, which is, we can say that the overlapping subjects between center and state, and both can make laws on those subjects. Okay, so yes, these provisions we have to understand with respect to recently passed farm bills. ठीक है, तो जो provisions है like agriculture marketing, agriculture as a state subject, agricultural marketing, or let's say buying and selling of products within the states. तो इसके बारे में क्या हो provisions है? So that we have to understand, and how in the end the article is concluding that this is we can say that the constitutional adventurism, or we can say legally this cannot let's say pass the test. We can say that. So yes, discuss the constitutionality of the recently enacted farm bills by the parliament. या फिर ऐसे हो सकता है there is weakening of spirit of federal cooperation that India needs in this hour of crisis. Analyze the statement with reference to recent developments in center-state relations. So here along with these farm bills, सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशंस टेंस क्यों हो रहे हैं? तो एक है फार्म बिल, सेकंड है हमें अभी जीएसटी ड्यूज के बारे में कंटिन्यूसली टेंशन चल रहा है, थर्ड लेबर कोड, दैट इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द कंटेंशन, और वी कैन से दैट yes, the center state relations it is specifically talking about. Okay, so here also we can say that after GST or let's say farm bills, you can also mention regarding let's say अभी जो COVID-19 से related notifications या जो rules जो आते हैं, so some rules and notifications regulations are directly dominated from the central government on the states. तो वहाँ पे उनको flexibility नहीं मिली है बहुत सारे regulations पे. Now the central government is giving some flexibility and asking states to implement whatever the norms they are providing. So such kind of let's say developments can be discussed here in this question. Fine. So let us try to specifically talk about farm bills now from this article. So in this manner we can talk about it. Yes. So what are these three farm bills? Yes, Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act, Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act, Essential Commodities Act. Okay, so all these three are related to free movement of food grains in the market, or we can say these are marketing reforms, APMC related, Mandi related reforms. At the same time, some are related to contract farming accordingly. So why intrastate marketing in the agriculture is considered a legislative prerogative of states? तो constitutional provisions क्या है इसके regarding? So agriculture is the state subject in the constitution listed as entry 14 in the state list 2. ठीक है, तो list 1 is union list, list 2 is state list and list 3 is concurrent list in the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution. ये basic information है. Okay. So entry 26 in list 2, that is again state list, refers to trade and commerce within the state. Entry 27 refers to production, supply and distribution of goods. Entry 28 refers to markets and fairs. So these are some specific entries in state list which suggest that whatever the agriculture produce that we have, तो goods में आएगा, trade and commerce within the state. This is the part of, we can say that, or the monopoly of state legislation to make laws on these subjects. So which provision did center invoke in the Farm Bill recently passed? Yes. So the central government invoked entry 33 in the concurrent list, that is list 3. तो क्या है ये entry 33? It reads as trade and commerce in and the production and supply of distribution of. तो अलग अलग टाइप के प्रोडक्ट्स उन्होंने बताए हैं. प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ एनी इंडस्ट्री where the control of such industry by union is declared by the parliament by the law to be expedient in the public interest. ठीक है, तो public interest ये word यूज किया गया है. And imported goods of same kind such as such products. Next, food stuff including edible oil and oils. या फिर cattle fodder है including oil cakes and other concentrates. Raw cotton and cotton seeds and raw jute. तो ऐसे कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स है जहां पे पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट में पार्लियामेंट खुद लॉ बना सकता है. एंड द प्रोडक्शन, सप्लाई एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ दिस प्रोडक्ट्स and trade and commerce, this becomes the part of, let's say, the central government can invoke this entry with by, let's say, providing such kind of arguments. This entry 33 was not originally present in our constitution in the list 3, rather it was added through 3rd Amendment Act in 1954. So there was huge debate while passing this amendment in the let's say parliament at that time, and the article is let's say giving some insights into that debate कि ये अपोज क्यों हुआ था. ठीक है, फिर भी ये एंट्री ऐड की गई है. and how it leads to, let's say, reduced powers of state governments in those provisions and how central government can dominate in that region over states powers. ठीक है, तो उसके रिगार्डिंग ये डिस्कशन हुआ है. व्हाट डज जुडिशरी से अबाउट इट? सो इन मेनी जजमेंट्स आफ्टर 1954 सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया हैज अपहेल्ड द लेजिस्लेटिव पावर्स ऑफ स्टेट इन इंट्रा-स्टेट एग्रीकल्चरल मार्केटिंग, एंड मोस्ट नोटेबल अमंग देम इज द रूलिंग ऑफ 5 जज कंस्टिट्यूशन बेंच. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. ITC Limited versus Agriculture Produce Market Committee and others 2002. So this case is very significant in that respect. What happened in this let's say case was the Tobacco Board Act 1975 had brought the development of tobacco industry under the central government. However, Bihar's APMC Act continued to list tobacco as an agricultural produce. Okay, and the Constitution bench upheld the validity of state APMC Act and ruled that the market fees can be charged from ITC under the state APMC Act. यानी कि जो state मंडीज होते हैं, they can charge the fees on this ITC to buy the raw tobacco from the mandis. ठीक है. At the same time, state laws become repugnant only if the state and center enact laws on the same subject matter under entry in the list 3. ठीक है, तो सेम सब्जेक्ट मैटर पे अगर दोनों लॉ बनते हैं एंड इफ देयर इज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, देन ओनली द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट लॉ, ओके, द पार्लियामेंट्री लॉ दैट लेट्स से डोमिनेट्स ओवर स्टेट. तो ऐसा स्पेसिफिक यहाँ पे कोई एंट्री के ऊपर लॉ नहीं बनाया. इन जनरल वो हम बोल सकते टोबैको के लिए था. इन दोज cases outside list 2, one has to first examine if the subject matter was exclusive entry under list 1 or list 2, and then only after determining this can one decide on the dominant legislation that would prevail. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे वो डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि वो कौन सी एंट्री के अंडर लिस्ट 1 या लिस्ट 2 में वो लॉ बनाया गया है, तभी वो समझेगा कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का लॉ प्रिवेल होगा या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का. So in summary, first the argument is saying that, or the conclusion, it is saying that it was unwise on the part of center to let's say use entry 33 in the list 3 to push the farm bills. Such adventurism weakens the spirit of federal cooperation. ठीक है, तो state government will not be happy for this, that India needs in this hour of crisis. Second, agriculture is exclusively state subject, and there appears to be a strong case to reasonably argue that farm acts have poor legal validity if not being outrightly unconstitutional. So outrightly we cannot call it as unconstitutional because the constitutional provision is invoked here. Entry 33 in we can say list 3, concurrent list. However, we can say that this is not let's say good for federal cooperation between the center and state government, that is need of our at present crisis, or to tackle the present crisis. Fine. So now we you may have understood how to let's say answer specifically. The question is not talking about farmers welfare or anything कि उस पे क्या होगा impact and all. Rather the question is the article is discussing only about constitutionality of these farm bills. Fine. Okay. Next, on page number 7, the article India needs a rainbow recovery plan. So article is talking about yes, there was a green deal, that is that the US and some European countries are talking about, green new deal to recover from this COVID-19. Let's say after that how economy will be there. So the writer is proposing rainbow new deal. Okay, and what should be let's say constituents of such plans, recovery plans for India. So the complete article is discussing about such points. So there can be essay, there can be let's say in general question on a recovery plan of economy. In economic section some inputs can be taken from that. Okay, so to generate a dignified sustainable livelihoods for the vast majority of population and workforce that is today living under precarious lives. तो जो poor and marginalized section है उनके लिए livelihood and dignified life होनी चाहिए. This is the first and foremost let's say objective of that plan. Okay, and that should be built on regenerating and safeguarding the country's soil, natural ecosystem, water. So basically it should be let's say green recovery, कि ecosystem को protect करके हमें economy को recover करना है. So nearly 200 million small farmers and fishers they can switch to organic, ecologically sustainable production with their own food security as their highest priority and with local marketing links. ठीक है, तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि subsistence farming के organic farming and eco farming के लिए और eco friendly farming agriculture के लिए shift होना चाहिए, right? So encourage the lifestyle and livelihoods that obtain substantial food, medicine and household items that are from natural ecosystems. So basically we should be having reduced chemical or chemically produced, so chemical use in the agriculture, basically it is talking about. So natural ecosystem from let's say forest based livelihoods alone can support 100 million people. Yes, we can say that the natural goods and services, they can also provide some important let's say livelihood support here. Reviving and sustaining India's incredible diversity of crafts, decentralized production of most of the goods and services across all villages and towns with massive investment in MSME sector. So this is again important aspect. We can understand that MSME sector is let's say very important for employment generation, especially of those semi-skilled and unskilled workers. Fine. So yes, this gainfully employs 200 million. Substantial investment in public health, education, housing, transportation and other basic needs. This is very important, we can understand that. The focus should be on public health and education, housing, transportation and basic needs, and that too at affordable cost. Self-reliance. So yes, it is talking about Mahatma Gandhi's concept of self-reliance, that too we can say that self-reliance at village level. ठीक है, तो आत्मनिर्भर that the our PM or the present government is talking about, that is different concept. Here self-reliance is making the villages self-reliant. For example, Ela Bhatt, the founder of Seva, this is NGO, has proposed the 100-mile radius as the region within which the objective of self-reliance can be met. तो ये काफ़ी अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है. इसके साथ में दूसरा एग्जाम्पल है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द गवर्नमेंट स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम्स लाइक कुदुम्बश्री इन केरला एंड झारक्राफ्ट इन झारखंड that shows that they can be significantly scaled with the state support. So Kerala government's support to the Kudumbashree. So this is a self-help group, Kudumbashree self-help group led initiative, and this is very famous in Kerala, and this has, we can say that helped a lot of poor people and marginalized people and their empowerment. Fine. So tackling of casteism, patriarchy and other structures of inequality. So this becomes social aspect also. So not only economic but social aspect is to be tackled also. Serious attempt at land reforms, including recognizing collective rights over commons like forest, grasslands, coastal and marine areas, and biodiversity. So that is also important. So effective land reforms that should be promoted in near future. Wealth redistribution is very important when we talk about huge amount of public investment. तो public investment कहाँ से आएगा? Where substantial public investment are needed, serious wealth redistribution is called for, as economist Prabhat Patnaik has pointed out. Mere 2% wealth tax coupled with 33% inheritance tax on the richest 1% of India could generate more revenue than the total recovery package of Government of India announced in May 2020. So that is Atmanirbhar package. Okay, so here it is talking about, an economist is talking about ki we should, let's say, charge more on 1% of economically wealthy people in India, and that should be, let's say, redistributed for lower strata of our economy, or let's say society. Fine. So wealth distribution is also important part of this recovery plan. So we can take in general inputs, हर एक मतलब इकोनॉमी के लिए, सोसाइटी के लिए, ऐसे कुछ सोशियो इकोनॉमिक जस्टिस के लिए ये सारे पॉइंट्स आप ले सकते हैं. फाइन. Yes, new guidelines out for schools. So recently we know that there was Unlock 5 announced recently by the central government, and in that education sector was unlocked, and that is very important development, we can say that. And what are the highlights of these directives given by the Union Education Ministry? So states and UTs should take the consent of parents before their child begins attending school. So this is very important. First point, we can understand that without consent of parents or guardians, the children are not allowed to enter in the schools. So students willing to study from home with their consent of parents may be allowed to do so. ठीक है, तो home based learning can be also allowed with the consent of parents. Yes. Ministry has ordered thorough cleaning and disinfecting of all areas, furniture, equipment in the campus. Schools have to form the task teams for emergency care support and response, community support, hygiene inspection and all. Schools will have to ensure physical distancing while planning seating arrangements, staggered timetables besides entry and exit times. Functions and events have to be avoided. All the students and staff will be required to wear face cover or mask. Students, teachers and parents are to be, let's say, sensitized about challenges related to this pandemic. Schools have to ensure availability of full-time trained health, let's say, care attendant, a nurse or doctor and counselor to take care of physical and mental health of the students. Regular health checkups to be conducted for students and teachers. Schools have to adopt flexible attendance and sick leave policies for let's say students and staff to stay at home when they are sick. So directives also given to ensure the nutritional requirements of children. So these are the directives. Again, now state governments can modify them according to their needs from time to time. अभी future में जो है हम बोल सकते हैं कि बहुत सारे states they are going to open the schools or colleges, education institutions, and these guidelines to be followed. Yes, Quad will discuss vaccine 5G. So today our external minister is going to have a quadrilateral meeting or quad meeting in Tokyo. So with four representatives from 4 countries, India, Japan and then USA and Australia. तो ये जो quad grouping है उनमें क्या क्या डिस्कस होने वाला है वो देखते हैं. Officials aware of this told about the agenda that cooperation on 5G connectivity, cyber security, supply chain initiative for manufacturing, maritime cooperation, infrastructure connectivity, distribution plan for COVID-19 vaccine. These are the we can say that this is the agenda. Beijing, or let's say China, has already criticized meeting as exclusive clique, or we can say anti-China frontline, and called it even as a mini NATO. ठीक है, तो meeting will begin with the regional assessment including developments in South and Eastern China Sea, 6-month let's say standoff along the LAC, and developments in Hong Kong and Taiwan, China's aggressive moves to be, let's say, discussed here. The 4 ministers will also discuss issue including Australia in the next edition of Malabar naval exercise. We have already discussed about it. They will also let's say talk about this, discuss about it. However, the final decisions is to be taken by our defense ministry, not foreign ministers. Building trade ties is also on the agenda here. Japan is keen to push its plan of trilateral supply chain resilience initiative with India and Australia. ठीक है, यहाँ पे USA नहीं है. Supply chain resilience initiative to reduce its dependence on Chinese manufacturing. ठीक है, तो ये है क्योंकि इंडिया ने जो है आरसेप में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया है, तो जापान वांट्स टू लेट्स से इंक्लूड इंडिया इन सम काइंड ऑफ इनिशिएटिव. सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस इनिशिएटिव इज दैट वन. So US plan for blue dot network. This is important as the name suggests. Blue dot मतलब इसका marine या ocean से related कोई connectivity नहीं है. Rather it is talking about let's say rating of infrastructural projects. So infrastructure projects across the world will be rated accordingly and given funding. ठीक है, private funding. तो उन्होंने इस जनवरी में अनाउंस किया था और ये प्रोजेक्ट है ब्लू डॉट नेटवर्क. ठीक है, सो दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज और लेट्स से नेटवर्क इज टू बी कंसिडर्ड अगेंस्ट और लेट्स से एज अपोजिशन टू बेल्ट एंड रोड इनिशिएटिव ऑफ चाइना. ओके, वेयर इन स्टेट फंडिंग, डायरेक्टली स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड फंडिंग होती है प्रोजेक्ट्स की. रादर ब्लू डॉट नेटवर्क में क्या होगा कि प्राइवेट फंडिंग होगी. ठीक है, प्रोजेक्ट्स में. ऑल राइट. So this kind of question can be asked here. Blue dot network sometimes in news is related to which of the following? So yes, such kind of framing of question now we are observing every year in prelims examination. तो ये स्टूडेंट को अगर पता नहीं होगा तो ब्लू से वो ओशन की तरफ कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई चेन ऑफ इकोलॉजिकली सेंसिटिव कोस्टल एरियाज, मराइन पोल्यूशन या फिशरीज, इससे रिलेटेड हो सकता है, ऐसा उन्हें लग सकता है. However, rating system for infrastructure projects for funding or private funding, this is the correct answer. That we have to understand here. Fine. Yes. GST Council split on borrowing option. Yes. Yesterday there was meeting GST Council, and yes, the central government failed again to iron out the differences between central and state governments on the GST dues or compensation issues. So yes, the council did agree on to extend the levy of compensation cess under GST regime beyond this 5-year period. So there was consensus on this aspect, and the cess collections will be used to repay borrowings to be made this year for the meeting of compensation shortfall and remain for such period as may be required to meet revenue gap. तो वो कंटिन्यू रहेगा जब तक ये हम बोल सकते हैं रेवेन्यू गैप रहेगा. So yes, in today yesterday's meeting this calculation was revised. तो पहले उन्होंने क्या बोला था, सेंटर हैड आर्ग्यूड दैट 97,000 crore shortfall is due to GST implementation itself, while remaining of this 3 lakh, ठीक है, 3 लाख करोड़ टोटल अभी गैप है, तो उसमें से इतना ही जो है जीएसटी के वजह से है, बाकी जो है रिमेनिंग वो उन्होंने कहा था कोविड-19 का इम्पैक्ट है. बट ये कैलकुलेशन उन्होंने रिवाइज करके बोला है कि 1.1 लाख करोड़ ऑफ शॉर्टफॉल इज ड्यू टू जीएसटी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, यानी कि बढ़ा दिया है वो चीज़. ठीक है. सो अगेन दे आर गोइंग टू मीट ऑन 12th October एंड द रिमेनिंग लेट्स से जीएसटी शॉर्टफॉल ऑफ this 45,000 crore GST dues to states by the next week the central government is going to transfer. फाइन. तो देखते हैं कि आगे मीटिंग में क्या होता है, क्या बोलते हैं वो. Yes, important developments in science. We can say that the Nobel Prize 2020 for medicine was given to 2 American scientists and 1 British scientist for identifying hepatitis C virus and developing we can say that antiviral drugs to cure it. तो उनका जो रिसर्च था काफ़ी सालों से वो रिसर्च कर रहे थे, एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू बी सेकंड नोबेल प्राइज फॉर मेडिसिन फॉर हेपेटाइटिस रिसर्च. फर्स्ट जो मिला था उनको मिला था बरूच इन 1976, determining that one of the blood-borne hepatitis was caused by the virus known as hepatitis B. तो उसके लिए मिला था पहले. अभी ये हेपेटाइटिस सी के लिए मिला है. तो बैकग्राउंड भी आपको पता होना चाहिए कि हिस्ट्री में कैसे मिला है, राइट. सो दिस इज़ गोइंग टू हेल्प बहुत सारे लोगों को. ये हेपेटाइटिस सी की वजह से जो लीवर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस होते हैं और लीवर कैंसर भी हो जाता है. सो उस पर अभी काफ़ी हम बोल सकते हैं कि डेवलपमेंट होगा इन फ्यूचर. अबाउट हेपेटाइटिस सी, द लीवर डिसीज caused by hepatitis C virus, it may lead to or let's say major reason for liver cancer. ठीक है, liver cirrhosis, liver cancer. Hepatitis C virus is a blood borne virus. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. blood borne infection कहाँ से हो सकता है, like through injection, drug use, unsafe injection practices, unsafe healthcare, transfusion of unscreened blood and blood products, sexual practices that lead to exposure to blood. ठीक है. तो ये इट कैन ऑल्सो ट्रांसमिट सेक्शुअली एंड कैन पास फ्रॉम एन इन्फेक्टेड मदर टू हर बेबी. हाउएवर दीज मोड्स ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन आर लेस कॉमन. हेपेटाइटिस सी कैनॉट स्प्रेड थ्रू ब्रेस्ट मिल्क. ठीक है, ये भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. फूड, वाटर एंड कैजुअल कॉन्टैक्ट लाइक हगिंग, किसिंग एंड शेयरिंग फूड्स और ड्रिंक्स विथ एन इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन. तो ये कंफ्यूज आपको ऑप्शन में किया जा सकता है प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन में. देयर इज नो इफेक्टिव वैक्सीन करंटली अगेंस्ट हेपेटाइटिस सी, हाउएवर द रिसर्च इज ऑनगोइंग. ठीक है, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. और सिम्टम्स में अप्रोक्सीमेटली 80% पीपल डू नॉट एग्जिबिट एनी सिम्टम्स. फाइन. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट. नोबेल प्राइज फॉर मेडिसिन किन जो है वो किस डिसीज़ के लिए मिला है, या रिसर्च किस डिसीज़ के ऊपर हुआ था, तो वो हेपेटाइटिस सी के ऊपर हुआ है. फाइन. यस, यस. इंडियन लैब इन वैक्सीन टेस्ट नेटवर्क. सो विच इज दिस लैब? ट्रांसलेशन हेल्थ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंस्टीट्यूशन, THSTI, an autonomous institute under Department of Biotechnology, has been chosen by International Non-Profit Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation. ठीक है, तो Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, CEPI, as one of the global network of laboratories for centralized assessment of COVID-19 vaccine. तो ऐसे 6 lab are involved here. So here one in Canada, Britain, Italy, Netherlands, Bangladesh, and now in India. So all these labs will have centralized assessment of COVID-19 vaccine. This will be helpful for let's say डेवलपमेंट ऑफ दिस वैक्सीन्स. ठीक है, तो इसका ट्रायल्स एंड टेस्टिंग जो है डेवलपमेंट कैसे हो रहा है उसको एसेस करने के लिए उन्होंने एक सेंट्रलाइज लैब का एक नेटवर्क बनाया गया है. तो हमारे इंडिया से कौन सा है? ट्रांसनेशनल हेल्थ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंस्टीट्यूट, THSTI, अंडर ऑटोनॉमस इंस्टीट्यूट अंडर DBT. फाइन. So these were important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. For further information on editorial classes or ED classes, editorial discussion classes, we can say that, wherein in-depth analysis of all men's related articles is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.